Yo. Welcome to the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops. I be peeing.
I am Pops.
What the hell is poppin', y'all? What is going on? Shitola. Happy Mother Cuffin' Tuesday. It is Tuesday, October the 4th. Make sure you paid your rent and your mortgages if you have not.
Yeah.
It's the first of the month.
I see that at the bank a lot today.
That shit hits me.
There's people running late today.
That shit hits real hard.
I forgot it was the 3rd. I forgot it was the 4th. What? Okay, I need a cashier's check.
I'm just saying, it's a thing. Make sure you pay them. Make sure you pay them rents and their mortgage. You probably got that like to the 5th. We get to the 5th to pay ours, so I pay it on the 5th because that's when the rent's due to me. So, what's going on, man? Happy Tuesday. What's popping with you, brother, man? How your week is? How your spirit is? All that. Weebies, bonds, and good stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm here. I'm good. You know, I was we were texting yesterday. I was real tired.
Facts.
Really burned out.
Tell him what happened.
And text him and I had my backpack packed and everything.
No, you did not.
Yeah. I was dressed and was like, hey, what time you want me to come over so we can knock this out? And then I pulled up the thing. I was like, oh, yeah, it's not really filled. I was like, all right, I'll come over even earlier so we can fill in the stuff and go live.
We had a lot of stuff to fill in.
A lot of stuff. And then I started going back into my mind about previous conversations. And I was like, you know what? We did kind of say Tuesday to record. And then I got the text message. It was like, we said Tuesday to record. I was like, right.
We had said what had happened was,
but I had this outfit on because I was going to wear this Pacers thing.
Word
today,
up.
with my backpack with all of the recording equipment in it, ready to go at the door.
I'm so happy that you did not pull up because I was exhausted and not ready.
Correct.
100%.
I wasn't Pops yesterday. No. I was my government name.
I wouldn't even put it out there like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm happy that we got that extra day because we had a lot more stuff to fill in. And my energy's ready, man. I'm so much more ready today.
Yeah, I just had a smoothie. Sorry to interrupt you. I had a smoothie and it was fantastic.
Where's that from?
From Pulp. Local place here called Pulp.
Yeah.
Little banana, little chocolate, had some avocado in there, peanut butter. Yeah. It was a nice little pick-me-up.
Did it put you in there?
I feel energized.
You do?
I feel motorized.
That's what's up.
And I'm ready to do this thing.
Let's fucking knock this out,
yeah.
P-O-P-S.
I've never, ever said to myself that I was motorized, but...
That's beautiful.
I feel it.
You feel it? Well, yeah. I feel it as well. Well, snaps, man. I went to India a couple days ago.
You did. Represented for us.
I did. And I just want to we're going to have a couple of shout-out sections because I don't want to put everybody in the same one.
Yeah.
A big-ass Rolodex. But I had the best time. The amount of love and the amount of from the friends and followers and fans, whatever you want to call them. We call them friends, however you want to put that, has been tremendous. Was simply tremendous. These people really listen to our show, bro. They really watch.
Yeah.
They really listen. They pay attention. So I just want to give some shout outs. Karen Dahl and her husband, thank you so much for letting me come to the tailgate and hang out with you guys. Shouts to Bells. Shouts to the homie Mike. Everybody that I got to link up with this weekend. I also got to get a love to some people who sit. I got to give some love to some people who sit in our section.
Okay.
Because our season ticket holders section is mad dope, and in the 4th week of preseason we were there, and then now we've got to go back 2 weekends in a row and kind of like meet some people. So my little homie Aiden, he sits to the right of us, and his dad Alex, they're mad cool. Me and
they
Aiden,
were sat next to me, right?
Exactly.
When I came. Okay,
yes.
Yeah, they were cool. I liked them.
Right, Aiden asked about the podcast as he was leaving the other day. Followed us on Instagram on Sunday.
Cool.
So shout out to him and his
Appreciate
dad.
you.
Shout out to him and his dad Alex. They're mad dope. Then the homie to my left, Nick Whitlock, he's got season tickets. He followed me on Clean Kicks, asked about Clean Kicks, said he wants to drop a bunch of shoes off.
Oh, that's awesome.
I sent him the link to Buzzsprout because he asked about the 317 Sports Project because he loves podcasts, and he asked all about us because I had this hoodie on.
Yeah.
So I sent him the link. He sent it to his homie. So
that's the point of merchandise.
It's so crazy because I don't have any Colts merchandise, but I be wearing that blue hoodie. People like, what is that? What is that? A 317 Sports Project. It works, man. So shout out to the homie Nick Whitlock. Shout out to the homie Aiden. We're having a blast with these season tickets, and I had a great time. So that's what my weekend was, dog.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you good. Straight up.
Yep.
What the hell is on deck tonight, dog?
We got a lot of stuff. Obviously, we'll talk about our lovely Colts.
Womp, womp,
Yeah.
womp.
I won't even play the sound because that was perfect.
I got you.
Yeah. We'll talk about Colts. We got Pacers training camp and
Look at him.
preseason.
Look at him. Look at this dude. Look at this.
I'm ready. I'm already moved. I'm there. Sorry, y'all. I've gone to what my team is. So we got a couple preseason.
Have you really all the way shifted? Are you all the way shifted? At 1, 2, and 1, are you all the way shifted?
The thing is I've always been a natural Pacers fan. Over than a Colts fan.
I understand. Are you all the way shifted?
I am more excited about what the Pacers are going to be this year because I also don't have a lot of high expectations for the Pacers, so it's a win-win for me.
Not mad at that.
I already know the rebuild. There's going to be a bunch of people just having fun, playing some ball, right?
Niggas hooping.
Right.
Niggas
so,
hooping.
like,
Straight
I'm
up.
cool.
All right, so Pacers are in training camp.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, preseason. We have first game tomorrow, which we'll talk about. We got some college football updates. We got some concussion protocol talk. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Concussion protocols.
MLB stuff, all kinds of shit.
Aaron Judge for the GGs and the Kells out there, and the Heidi Mama Ray Brooks who loved them some Aaron Judges. We'll talk about that fool who I think is still on 61. I think.
He is not hit that. Yeah,
that's what's up. So. We got a dope-ass show planned. We really, really, really do, and we're mad excited again. I'm so happy we did not record yesterday because we would have been in this mug zombie the fucked out. So we here, y'all. Now to the real shout-out section. All right, this is going to be good. I'm excited. Classy Craig. So it was International Podcast Day or something a couple weeks ago. I had no idea that was a thing.
But I mean, if there's a National Condom Day, I feel like there should be a podcast day too.
My nigga. Yeah. Facts. Absolutely facts. So
where are your jimmies?
Where... Why do I feel like we have a new t-shirt every fucking episode? Wear your jimmies.
Bang, bang.
Straight up. Bang, bang, but wear your jimmies. If that's the motherfucking truth right there. So International Podcast Day. And the homie Craig mentioned us and said that people should follow us and fucks with us. And yo, man, that was so cool because we didn't even know it was a thing until you told us. So
appreciate
big ups to you, Craig, always.
He's mad cool.
Mad cool. GG. What an awesome sentiment. You gained a whole bunch of followers after the Colts game last weekend that we were at.
I saw that, yeah.
And people just were loving all your videos and your posts and your pictures. And after you got all of those followers, you gave them a shout out and then told them to come and follow us. And we got a bunch of followers because of you. So like, I can't even thank you enough for that sentiment. So we'll give a shout out to Marin, to Corey Lyles, to Rick, Mr. Cave, Mr. Coach Caveman, the Incredible Meg, and the homie Luis, who all have followed us in the last couple days. We can't wait to get to know you guys better. Thank you for following. Hope you guys check out the show and you enjoy what you see. Let us know, man. We're having a great time, and big shouts to you all. I have one more shout out that needs to be given, and it is a serious sentiment, so give me a second to bring this up, my guy. One of our friends of the show, Jamez, is having a big battle going on. We've mentioned it a few times on the show. He's got cancer going on, and we mentioned it and give him shout outs. But he sent me something and asked that we mention this, and how the hell can we not? So Jamez's last day of work is this Sunday as a bartender. I think he is having a surgery, I'm pretty sure. I'll read this. He has an upcoming surgery, and he will be out for a couple of months. Mm-hmm. So his job is doing an event for him on Sunday. People can come and hang, and I'll read this. And then he also has a Venmo because there's stuff that he's going to need help with.
Amen.
And, I think that how can we not mention it? So it is the Fuck Cancer Bar Hang.
Love that.
Love that. Absolutely love that. It is this Sunday, and I will tell you where a little bit in a minute. But come celebrate and raise your glass to James on his last day, temporarily, as he prepares for surgery. James has been working hard during radiation, 2 rounds of chemo, and all the discomfort and unpleasantries associated with cancer. We and his friends and family invite you to help us raise funds to support him during his downtime for his up-and-coming surgery. He will not be able to work for at least 2 months and would like to relieve the stress of rent and bills during this time frame. We are stocking up the bar with some fun games, good people, and tasty beers. We love for everyone to join us, regardless of their ability to help out and party the night away. Yeah. That event is this Sunday, October 9th, at the Black Acre Brewery on East Washington Street, 5632 East Washington Street in Indianapolis. If you're in the city and you want to go support him, please pull up there. We would love it. Also, he has a Venmo for anybody who would like to help out with the bills. We will make sure that we put it at the bottom, but It is at Jaimez, Jaimez, Scott, Scott, all one word, at Jaimez, Scott. That is his Venmo for anyone who wants to donate and help him. Pen and Pops, you can put us down for 100. I've got that. You can put us down for $100, but I wanted to make sure we gave that shout out to you. Jaimez, we love you. We got you, and we give you all the support that we can, my guy.
Yeah.
Cheers to you, brother.
Prost.
For sure. On that note, we're going to take a quick break, and we will come back with the 317 Sports Project after these messages.
Brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Welcome back to the 317 Sports Project with Pen and Pops. We're going to get to our next segment and talk about around the world. We're going to hit it up with the corner shot.
Been around the world and I.
Yes. College football. It's last weekend.
Really that felt nice.
That did? Was that good?
Felt good. Yeah.
You been sipping honey and shit? You been sipping tea?
It's the smoothie.
Oh.
Little fact about the voice. It actually, when you perform and you take voice lessons, it actually is a good thing to have a little bit of phlegm because you usually have a little bit more control of your vocal cords and range as well. So if you overly drink water, you can actually overstimulate and moisten your vocal cords too much because it actually takes quite a while for your vocal cords to get hydrated. So sipping on water while you're singing or performing doesn't actually get you what you need to do. So this is pretty nice.
Thank you. That was a fun fact from Pops right there.
Yep.
Phlegm, huh?
Phlegm.
Spell phlegm.
Phlem.
There's a G in there as well, I believe.
Phlegm.
I think there's a Phlegm, which is a really stupid way to spell that word.
English.
Fucking weird. Anyway, top 25, man. Top 6 got all the wins. Georgia had a close one versus Missouri, but they got the W. Their quarterback has been playing mad shitty. Stetson Bennett is not fired right now, bro.
He's hurt too.
Is
right?
he?
Didn't he get hurt?
He did get hurt.
He got hurt.
Got hurt.
I think he is.
Is he out? Or is he?
I was listening to SportsCenter on the way over to record.
Snarf.
And they were talking about that, and I'm pretty sure that he might be out 1 to 2 weeks. There's a possibility of that. So Georgia, we'll see what happens there.
That's what's up. Kentucky lost to Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin, he's actually doing an all right job down there. He's got them fools 5-0, bro. They're about to be top 10 in a minute.
Do you look at him and want to punch him in the face?
I don't necessarily have a lot of love for Lane Kiffin.
There's something about that guy.
It's his face. You're absolutely right. You're not wrong. TCU beat the absolute dog shit out of Oklahoma. I'm not really a big fan of Oklahoma. I think they've been overrated
TCU.
for a long time. I actually kind of don't mind
like
Texas
TCU?
Christian. I don't mind TCU.
Okay.
I actually dislike Oklahoma because I like Texas, but you know what I'm saying.
Touche.
For sure. Big Ten, OSU, Michigan, Penn State all got the W's.
Yep.
Purdue, what'd you say?
I said, yep.
Purdue beat number 21 Minnesota, which is an upset to me because I actually had Minnesota winning the freaking Big Ten West, quite truthfully.
For sure. Purdue's always one of those sneaky. They're
sneaky.
very similar to Iowa to me, to where, especially if they're playing at home.
And a night game
And a
or
night
the right time.
They show up for big games. And they usually, again, kind of like the Colts, they play up or down to their opponent. So
you got to bring them into it.
We'll get there.
Okay. I just wanted to know what they had to do with the whole conversation. Maryland. Maryland beat Indiana. Maryland's 4-1 right now, dog.
Maryland.
What the hell is going on with Maryland?
Maryland's tough. Thank God Michigan gave them that one loss because that would have been heartbreaking. But Maryland's
Was that a
tough.
close game? I don't remember. Was that close?
It was a close game. It was a hard-fought game. We ended up
right.
winning by 10, 15, something like that. But with Tua's brother, is quarterback there now.
We had that talk.
They are a dangerous team.
No
They're
doubt.
a dangerous team.
Say less. IU's now 3-0, which is already better than last season. But I would like to see them win like 5 or 6 games for all of my IU homies. For all our, I'm sorry, they're 3-2. I apologize. They're 3-2, which is already better than last season. I would still like to see them win 5 or 6 games. For all of our
big
IU
game,
fans.
Michigan versus IU. Big noon kickoff on Saturday. So I will be in front of the TV watching that. Sorry guys, I will be rooting for Michigan.
No one is mad at you one bit about that. Illinois got the big win over Wisconsin. Illinois is also 4-1. Brett Bielema's over there.
Illinois is one of those teams that,
that dude can coach.
I wish that they would be more consistent. I don't know why I've always thought of Illinois as being a team like that. That's a Big Ten. They should be better.
I think they're about to be.
Yeah,
I think
they're right on that cusp.
Yeah, I think Brett is about to start getting some bigger recruits, and they're about to be way, way better in the upcoming future. And he beat his old team, so you can't be mad at him for that.
Brett Bielema.
Iowa and Minnesota in the next couple of weeks. The Big Ten West will definitely start to shape because we got some 4-1 teams and some 3-2 teams over there.
Yeah.
So that should start to shape. Upcoming games, we got, like you said, IU and Michigan. Number 8, Tennessee versus number 25, LSU. I think I said Tennessee was going to surprise some people this year, and they're 4-0.
Yeah.
TCU versus Kansas. Number 2, Georgia versus Auburn. That's one to watch out for as they have a backup quarterback in, and Georgia just doesn't look like Georgia this year.
Yeah. Georgia will be probably in the conversation. Well, I mean, we'll see what this injury does, but Auburn, again, is one of those teams in the SEC where
they're Iowa of the SEC.
They get 1 or 2 upsets every year because they haven't been consistent in a little while. Really, have they been consistent since Cam? Right.
Since Cam.
Yeah.
Since Cam. Yep. He fucked up the program.
Yep.
Let's just call it what it is. Utah versus UCLA. We hope Chip Kelly takes that L. BYU versus Notre Dame. This is a big game for both of them.
That's a huge game.
They both have something to prove here. And then the biggest game of the weekend is Alabama versus Texas A&M. Let's just say it. Saban versus Jimbo. There's been so much shit talking this summer. Saban wants to literally win this football game by 300 points if he could. And that's not even trying to be funny.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
He wants to beat them so bad.
Yeah.
Like
they hate each other.
They absolutely.
Honestly, I almost feel like the students should just be on the sidelines and we just put them out in the middle of the thing, just let them deck it out.
That would be so fire.
Yeah, I'd pay for that. Put them in the freaking UFC octagon and just let them slap hands.
Alabama.
So I can't see any of that either of them.
Can you imagine them fighting? Can you imagine niggas was playing patty cake? Them bitches, them niggas ain't fighting. Get out of here. And then Alabama plays Tennessee in a couple of weeks, and I'm just gonna go ahead and call that upset because I'm a big fan of Tennessee this year.
Yeah,
I think they can get it done. So we'll start to see a lot of more things shape up into place in the upcoming weeks. Conference play is underway, and October is always that big month where it starts to get real cold. And it just feels like football.
Yeah.
It's starting to really, really feel like football. And it's kind of like the make or break month for a lot of college football teams as far as conference play and wins and losses and all that. So big month, y'all. From the wing, NBA news.
I just love that we can say this now.
Right? That's why I paused for a second, looked to you because I knew you had news.
Just makes me feel so happy.
NBA news. Preseason officially kicked off this past weekend. We got some scores from yesterday. Sixers over Brooklyn, 127-108. No Joel, no PJ, no James Harden, so who really gives a shit?
Yeah.
Grizzlies over the Magic, 109-97.
Ben Simmons still can't shoot, by the way.
That's not even... Oh, that is them. Oh, yep, you're absolutely right. If y'all don't know, he just showed me a picture of that fadeaway jump shot that he shot, and... shit is not sweet over there with Ben Simmons' jumper. He's had a lot of time to be working on that, and clearly he has not. Grizzlies over the Magic, 109-97. John Morant's out here doing 360 dunks, and it's October.
Yeah, he read that passing lane beautifully, by the way.
He's out there just smiling. He's out there just smiling. It's crazy. He's so athletic. Thunder over Denver, 112-101. Murray scored his first bucket, I think they said, in 537
That's awesome.
days, right?
Yeah,
Welcome
basically
back.
2 years with that injury, just because of the time frame of when he tore his ACL. It just carried over basically 2 seasons because he just wasn't quite ready to come back for the playoffs last year. So that's good to see.
Preach that gospel.
Look out for
King.
Denver with him coming back, because it's going to be a revenge tour for Murray, and he's a hell of a good player.
Thank you. He had 10 points in 15 minutes. And then the Kings over the Lakers, 105-75. That's a 30-point blowout in preseason. LeBron played, he had 16 minutes. His fool was 0 for 7 from the field with 4 points. AD had played 16 minutes, 4 for 9 with 11. I just have to ask this, like, does this concern you that they're getting blown out by 30 in preseason?
No.
Or do you not? You don't give half of a shit?
Hell no.
Have you seen their roster? We're going to look at, we'll talk about this in a little bit. It concerns me some, I can't lie.
Yeah.
Clippers over Portland, 102-97. Kawhi had 11 and 16. Paul George had 16 points in 12 minutes. What are you looking forward to this NBA season? I have some stuff that I'm like looking forward to this season. A couple of things, like he didn't fill this in his section, but I'm not mad at him. He was busy. But like, what are you looking forward to this NBA season? You want me to go while you think about it? Or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I have some stuff, but yeah, go ahead.
Go.
No,
Are
nope.
you sure? No, you
Yep.
go. No, you go. No, seriously.
Go.
No, go.
I mean, you should go.
Ja Morant versus Kyrie Irving for MVP. That's something that I think is a serious possibility. I think one of those will be the best guard in the East, and one of those will be the best guard in the West, and I think that they will be battling for MVP. I really do. Just like you said, it is the Jamal Murray revenge tour, and I have Jamal Murray is back. People have been forgetting about him, and people forgot that dude was in the bubble murdering cats.
Yeah.
And he is amazing. So I'm very excited he's back. You got anything on that? Or you want me to keep going?
No, go ahead.
Can the Clippers put it together? Can the Clippers put it together and get to the Western Conference Finals? That is something that seriously intrigues me. Can Kawhi Leonard keep his ass on the court for 65 to 72 games?
Yeah.
And then the Pacers' growth through the season. I'm really excited to sit up in the stands with you and with Britt and watch Pacers basketball and scream, because it's going to be live in there. And I think fandom is back for them, even though everybody, like you said, they know we're going to be shitty titty, but we're going to be competitive. There's going to be some games like, oh, shit, they almost really won that joint.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really excited about that.
Yeah, I can agree with those. I think seeing the young talent, these young stars continue to grow is huge. I think, you know, we come out of a Jordan era, we go to Kobe era, we go to LeBron era, and I think a lot of people go, well, then who's next? Who's going to step up? There is a lot of youthful, good-ass talent in the NBA right now, to me, where it's very the Jaws, the what's my dude from Mavericks? Luka. I mean, you've got some. I mean, Giannis still. You got all of these guys that are really, really good, young, and will keep playing for a little while. Where we're gonna have the NBA's in good hands as we
Steph
get towards.
Curry have an era?
That's a really good question, because NBA changed the style of play really because of Steph Curry, right?
Facts.
So, but because his era overlapped with LeBron's era, I mean, Steph's 32 years old, about to be 33. I mean, he'll keep playing for a little while, but while LeBron's around, I don't know that you can say that he has an era.
Isn't that a really interesting question?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, and I think it's timing for him. He'll have a few years where LeBron will finally retire in the next 3-ish.
So his is almost like, did Isaiah Thomas have an era?
Right. Isaiah Thomas, I just played against him in 2K, and he stole the ball like 12 times. I mean, Isaiah Thomas was one of the better point guards.
He was mixed in with Magic.
But you're
and
mixed
Bird
in with those guys, and I'm sorry,
you know
that's
what I mean?
you're lower on the totem pole. I feel bad. So like he overlapped with a bigger name and a bigger personality and all of that stuff. Steph has done such a good job of doing his own thing with his endorsements and being around and being a spokesman for the league, winning his championship, his MVPs. He's up there, and he will
Steph
be
Curry
by the time he retires, because
era.
a lot of people still haven't put him in the top 5. He's going to be in the top 5 as far as all time by the time he's done.
Wow.
So those, Clippers are going to crash and burn. I just don't buy it. Pacers, of course, growth. I think the biggest thing that I'm excited to see is the remnants of what these trades will do the trigger never got pulled on a lot of these trades because a lot of them well, let's just see what the start of the year looks like. There is going to be changes on these rosters by the time All-Star break hits. Whether the Pacers are involved, Brooklyn's involved, there's going to be a lot of changes. I almost guarantee it that we'll see some movements. We'll at least see one big star move and be on a different team at some point.
Preach that Godspell.
And the other thing I'll say is, how do the Celtics react to all of the drama that's been going on in the offseason? Do they take this and go? Do they take this and go? All right,
that's a good one.
We gotta still represent for our. Do we go take this as fuel, or does this bring us down to a 6th, 7th, 8th seed because of everything that's going on? Now we have an interim coach, and we now don't have an identity. They lost Danilo Gallinari to an injury already. They just signed Blake Griffin, which isn't really a replacement for Danilo Gallinari anymore. He'll be a nice complement piece, but it'll be very interesting to see how the Celtics react as I was going to put them up there and possible getting back to at least the Eastern Conference Finals or semifinals against Milwaukee, depending on what Milwaukee's doing. So that'll be very interesting to see what happens there as more information comes out with the Udoka stuff.
Wowzers. I gotta just give you mad props for literally just freestyling that whole entire section.
I know basketball.
I'm literally amazed. I wish that I could turn you around and show you that his shit is blank with a highlighter over his name for him to take notes. This fool literally just freestyled that whole entire section. That is absolutely crazy. NBA or Eastern Western Conference Finals. Who you got?
Man, it's so hard not to choose Milwaukee just because they're just the most battle-tested in the East to me when it comes to playoff time. I chose 76ers last year, and that punched me in the dick.
Sure did. Shot you in the dick.
Shot me in the dick.
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, although adding P.J. Tucker, adding Montrizzle, all of those guys, that's going to give them some more attitude there.
Yeah, they got some funk.
They're going to be kind of the bad boys.
You're not punking the Sixers
no more. You're not punking the Sixers anymore. Mine is where does the extra shooting come from? Without looking at the roster, I'm kind of thinking who else is their 3-point shooters and stuff. Because I don't think Danny Green's still there, but he hasn't really shot the ball well in 5 years.
Danny Green is on the Grizzlies now.
That's right. I forgot about that. So that'd be my one concern. They're going to be able to battle you inside. You got P.J. Tucker that can hit corner threes, but besides James Harden and Tobias,
baby.
Maxey, that's right.
Right?
Okay.
I mean, they got a squad, 76ers,
bro. They stay healthy. If
Embiid
can stay on the floor, they're going to be a tough out.
Trez can back up, and Trez can back up Embiid and come in and give you some quality minutes.
They're built for the playoffs because that's what's going to happen.
So is Milwaukee going to play them or Brooklyn in your mind?
Oh, man. I don't know why. I just think that Brooklyn is going to be blown up in one way or another, whether that be KD getting his request and actually getting the trade or Kyrie being traded. I just something's going to happen there that I don't think that roster that we see is going to be that roster going into the playoffs.
Snarf. So I got Milwaukee versus Brooklyn.
Okay.
Because I think
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep. I think Kyrie is on a play for your money year, and I don't think he's messing around. I think Ben Simmons actually is not going to be asked to do a lot, and that is exactly what he needs. And I think that KD and Kyrie are just going to go out and ball, and I think they have enough pieces to get them to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
If it happens to blow up, like you say, because I do have a caveat, I think Miami will go to the Eastern Conference Finals again.
Yeah, Miami's going to be a tough team as well.
Anybody talking about them, and they like that.
Yeah. Duncan Robinson will have a better shooting year than he did last year. He had a little bit of a down year. Tyler Hero had a little bit of a down year.
He's got that 4-year extension.
But he just got that extension.
For sure.
We always know extensions can go one way or another. Either that you'll play up to that level that you think, or sometimes you can kind of almost have that extension curse and play a little bit down.
I think they were feeling themselves a little bit too much.
They were feeling a little bit
feeling real MIA. They've been living real Miami life.
I'll say this, and whether you guys want to hear it or not, Oladipo's another year away from that injury, and I can see him being an even better six man.
He might win Sixth Man of the Year next year.
Look at because his scoring started coming on strong.
He might win
at
Sixth
the end
Man
of the year
next year. He really might do that.
I can see him actually even having a "I told you so" type. I just needed a couple to get back, but really the only reason is because he just wasn't in the rotation because of what they have established. So look for him to be a little bit more dangerous than he has been in the last few years.
Who you got in the West?
Oh man,
I don't disagree with what he said. I agree with everything. just being honest.
Nuggets are going to be that normal playoff team that'll probably get close to the semifinals there, but I still just don't think of them as a finals or championship contender. Murray being healthy, look out. But, I mean, Jokic has been a great piece to get them as far as he has without him the last 2 seasons. And Murray could take him over the edge, but the West has some things to say. Timberwolves are going to be a team that nobody wants to play in the playoffs. With the Twin Towers, you've got Rudy Gobert there, and what's his name? Cat there as well. Karl Anthony Towns. That's a playoff underneath that nobody wants. D'Angelo Russell had a down year last year. I can see him coming back and again saying I belong on this team. He's kind of in a contract year as well.
He's preaching.
Timberwolves can be dangerous and be that 7th seed going to the playoffs that 2 doesn't want to play in a 7-game series because it could go there and then it just how does the ball fly? Who has the last possession? But yeah, I would say Lakers ain't gonna do it unless they do this trade and get some more pieces. I'll say that. Sorry, Tink.
I got Golden State in Memphis.
Golden State's gonna be way too. I mean, Golden State's Golden State. Memphis. Yeah.
I have Golden State and the Clippers in my notes, and man, Memphis is my caveat. But I just don't trust the Clippers.
It's too hard to trust the Clippers.
I just don't trust the Clippers. So I got Golden State and Memphis.
Yeah, real quick.
Anything.
We mentioned roster for the Lakers.
No, yeah, I have that down. I actually have that down in our notes at the bottom towards later. But you can hit it now. I have that in Buzzin or Bustin. No, it's up. I have it in. But go ahead.
Okay, so right now starters as is we saw last night: Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Damian Jones, Patrick Beverley, Dennis Schroeder, who did not play, Austin Reeves, JTA, which is Juan Toscano Anderson, and Thomas Bryant. Thomas Bryant is a really good pickup for them. I will say that. He's been kind of wasting away on the Wizards there for a little while.
They got a dude named Matt Ryan on their squad, too.
They do. The one thing I would say look out for, and he's just injured, Lonnie Walker is
he can hoop.
Is a hooper, and he's going to be their scoring at that maybe 7th man rotation type thing. He's going to be if Darvin does his rotation the right way, he's going to be dangerous. But there's just pieces missing.
Okay, so we're going to leave that right there, and that will be a segue for what we will get into a little bit later during our Buzzin' and Bustin'. Okay. Top of the key. What's poppin', man? What's poppin'?
So
this is the most important one, so let's just get at it.
Tua in concussion protocol stuff, and
that shit was horrible.
It was a horrible thing to see, and obviously we've seen concussions. We see, you'll see someone get hurt, and you'll see the arms jolt up and all that kind of stuff.
What happens?
The Superman. The not so.
I love him so much. Thank you for replaying that.
Absolutely.
For sure.
But we saw Tua get hit in, what was that game? Against the Bills, right? Original injury happened against the Bills where he got knocked on his back in the whiplash. He hit his head on the ground, got up, tried to walk, stumbling.
He fell out of one knee.
He did. His offensive lineman had to kind of hold him.
For sure.
Went out of the game, came back in, finished the game.
Yeah.
Okay. We then say he went through his little protocol, all this kind of stuff. He then gets hit, a bad hit. Like, that dude got thrown down.
No question.
I can't even remember the guy's name that do him on the Bengals.
It doesn't matter.
He did I saw his index finger point, and I honestly didn't know that your finger could do that. the way that he was pointing at himself with his fingers going the opposite direction. It was very odd. It took me a couple replays to even understand what was going on. I thought he showed up the Crip sign or something. I did. I was like, gang signs. Woo woo. It's like, you shouldn't do that in the middle of the game. It's like,
Snoop Dogg!
yeah, I was like, he's going to get up and Crip walk here in a second. But no, it was
Pray
scary.
for Pops. Hashtag pray for Pops. I just want to say that out loud. Hashtag pray for Pops.
You should do that.
Scariest thing I've ever seen in a football game. I mean, besides like a bone coming out of a leg type thing, like to see someone's body like stiffen up to a capacity that they couldn't control it. That was wild, man.
The one
That was
I
wild.
think will always be worse to me.
Like a wide receiver.
And Tink, you'll know this one because it was
Was it Steelers?
who was it? No, it was Javid Best was the running back who played. He was on the Lions at the time, and he jumped over the pile to get into the end zone, and he got knocked like a helicopter fell on his head. And literally, when I say Superman, his arms did this. So his legs were stuck in the air, and he was literally stuck in mid ground, looking like he was flying. That was the worst I've seen.
Ooh.
That's a hard replay to watch, and I watch it every now and then. And I send it to Mark, like, you remember this? But that one, the Tua one, I didn't know your fingers could bend like that.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So what's going on? What's the follow up?
NFLPA is doing their investigation. I think they actually talked and interviewed Tua today about how he went through the protocol. The doctor that did examine Tua has been released as NFL. They didn't release any names of who did it.
They call that shit fired where I'm from.
They did. There's a little bit mixed reporting. There's some people saying that there were some. I put mistakes, for lack of a better, false reporting, I guess, if we want to say,
Well said.
of that they found in the report of this doctor, and so this is why he got dismissed,
Or she.
whoever this is.
We don't discriminate.
But it is. It was tough, and they officially said that he is not going to play in next week's game, as he shouldn't.
That's a good decision.
It's a very good decision.
It's a very good decision. I wish he would.
Right.
I wish he would.
And I sent Penn. I found this report through it was Jesse Morse, who's a board-certified sports and family medicine physician in Miami. He listed the possibility of second impact syndrome for Tua. This is when a concussed individual sustains a second impact on their head before fully recovering from the first blow. Symptoms of that: loss of consciousness, which we saw, headache, vomiting, dilated pupils or vision loss, seizure are the possibilities. You see these in ages 18 to 24 if you look at the report, and obviously anyone in an NFL or sporting thing is where it can happen. But this is just not really going, hey, you got to just sit out. Like, you have to be able to go, we saw this injury, whether you pass the follow the tip of my pen or whatever protocol that you're doing.
ZYWV.
Yeah.
Like, fuck out of
Like,
here.
we got to sit you out because there could be stuff that we can't see right now. Rodney Harrison.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Did you hear that speech?
I could have cried.
Of him talking about basically coaches and staff, it's your job to protect players from themselves.
Amen.
We're competitive. I'll say
Amen.
we've been in sports.
Amen.
We're competitive. We want to keep playing.
Amen.
Mark, I know you've played with a concussion.
No doubt.
While playing basketball, and you've admitted to me that you don't remember the second half of the full game.
You balled out, bro.
You balled out while you're playing at Thomas More, killing it. But still, we don't want your brain to be gone. So,
But you did ball out.
and talked about what it can lead to, the CTE, the depression, the anxiety, what it does to relationships in your life,
Death by suicide.
all of this stuff. This is why it's important that you have to protect these players from themselves.
Preach that gospel.
And think future, not just next win.
Preach that gospel. That's what's up. You ever been concussed?
No.
No?
No.
I don't know that I've ever been concussed either. I really don't. But yeah, man, that's what's up.
I broke a kid's collarbone once when I tackled him coming down the line, but that was him, not me.
That nigga's probably concussed.
He probably was concussed. He also concussed at me. You know what I'm saying?
That was so dope right there. That was so dope. He's on fire tonight. I'm really happy we didn't record yesterday. You wouldn't have had that last night.
No, it's that smoothie, man.
See how we brought that back?
Yeah,
so we brought that
that's
back.
smoothie.
We're getting better at this, y'all. We're getting really better at this. We're getting really better at this. Is that
I like
even?
it. Nope.
Nope. Moving on.
Wing shot. Wing shot.
Hit that 3, bro. What's up with
Wing
Aaron
shot.
Judge?
Aaron Judge. We'll talk a little MLB.
I just want to tell you, I don't care. This is all about my brother.
Correct.
I love him. Go.
Wing shot. Aaron Judge going for single season home run record with the Yankees. Pool host, of course, going through his career home run record.
Big ups to him, though. That's what's up.
For sure. Officially has tied Roger Maris for 62 home runs. I'm sorry, he did tie.
Is it 61?
No, 62.
Okay.
Where's the 61?
I think it's 61.
Sure, could be 61.
I think it's 61.
He needs 62 to break it.
I think so.
I think you're right.
Okay.
Look at that. Look that up.
I'm going to.
One or the other. He's tied right now, wherever the record is. He needs one more.
You keep talking.
But he only, unfortunately, he did not do it through the last home game. So if he does break the record, it would be in an away game. And he doesn't have much. We're
61.
going into 61. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we're going into playoffs here in the next week. So there's not a lot, but I mean, 61 home runs is a lot of home runs.
So this is a regular season record.
Regular season Yankees record.
Oh,
and again,
snarf. Okay, fair.
regular
fair.
season Yankees record. The actual record is Barry Bonds at, what is it, 71 home runs, 72 home runs?
72 as well. Like
72 home runs.
I think he's 72.
And I have here in the notes, do I recognize Barry Bonds' record?
You did, okay.
Or Roger Maris's record? It's a really good question. We've talked about Barry Bonds.
Is Roger Maris's record the most home runs? Because that's by a Yankee. Is that like, are his the most?
He's in second place.
He's in. No, isn't it like McGuire and all of them?
No.
They hit like 70 and like 100%. Roger, like.
But I don't think they count theirs at all because they actually got proven that they did steroids.
Oh, because I know that they hit like this many and that many. Hold on. What are you doing? What are you looking up?
Home run record.
Okay. Home run record or like.
73 is Barry Bonds right now.
Okay. Snarf. And then like who's after that? Does it say like.
Aaron Judge hits AL record 62 home runs. There you go. He has hit it.
He did do it.
He did do it.
Well, look at that. Breaking news. That had to happen like
21 minutes ago.
I was about to say that had to happen in the last like few minutes because my thing still says 61. Breaking news: Aaron Judge has officially broken
all-time
Roger.
AL American League home run record.
He just officially broke Roger Maris's record.
Go.
There you go. That's kind of dope.
Cool.
Look
awesome.
at that.
Look at us breaking shit. Now you
shit.
guys won't see this till Thursday, so you probably will already know that he broke it. But
That's
hey.
okay. But he's breaking records and we breaking news. That's fire.
Yep.
So is that second place though? That's second place all time then?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that's fair.
That's all time. I'm looking for season. Look up season. Because this is all-time home runs overall, which I already have the notes on that.
You talk about that. I'll find this.
All right, cool. So do I recognize Barry Bonds or Maris? And I was listening to Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max going back and forth. And Max, of course, is very old school. He's a Yankees guy and doesn't believe in the steroid stuff. And even though he didn't get proved on it, like, come on now. Keyshawn mentioned how big his head got, just like we said, and I started rolling.
They do include Sammy Sosa's and Mark McGuire's.
So they're 2 and 3, and then
they're like 2 through 7. Aaron Judge is like 7th on the list.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
So either way, Bonds, if you remember Bonds pre-steroids, he was still...
Oh, he was killing it in Pittsburgh.
He was actually still the best batter in the league, right?
Unbelievable.
So
lefty was fire.
A big reason on why, and Max went into this on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, why he started doing it is because everybody else started doing it and people stared catching up to how good he was.
Fair.
So he did it to reset the standard of like,
let me let y'all niggas know. How
right? Like, no, if y'all gonna do it, I'm
going
gonna do it and show you why I'm still this good.
But his neck though.
His neck, his head, his body just swole up like he got stung by a bee.
His whole neck though, like his whole neck.
Whole of it.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So no, it's hard for me to say that he does have it now.
Nice, Pops. I was wondering where you were gonna go with that.
No,
one.
Jay Will brought up the whole like this doesn't feel like the same as far as the race and the Mark McGwire, the Sammy Sosa, the Barry Bonds. Like there's more excitement, but I also think more people watched baseball back then than they do now. It was more of a people were gonna tune into that more often, and it wasn't just baseball fans. Like people were like, I'll go watch somebody see a home run record. Like Judge has a little bit of that excitement, but it's not like a.
I think people don't care because he plays for the Yankees, and a lot of people hate the Yankees.
True.
I really believe that.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just to be completely honest.
Yeah. So, hey, breaking news. He broke the record. So
That's
good for Aaron Judge. Albert Pujols, 42 years old, passed 700 home runs. He actually, after I wrote this, he's now at 703. He's hit another 2 after I wrote the notes of 701.
Shut up.
So, yeah, he's having one of the best seasons that he's had in at least 5-ish years.
Caveat, he's probably juicing, but congratulations to you, Albert Pujols.
I like
whatever,
Albert
whatever
Pujols.
it takes.
Good for you.
For sure.
Career stats, 21 years.
Definitely juicing.
Batting average, 296.
Come on.
Hits, 3,379. Home runs, he's had 703. RBIs, 2,211.
This dude is bat 300 for his career.
300 for his career.
Great.
Good for Albert.
Bro, that's basically
Yeah.
like a hit every 3 bats,
Yeah.
basically.
So 700 home run club, you got Barry Bonds at 762, Hank Aaron 755, Babe Ruth 714, Pujols 703 and counting.
That's what's up.
So good job, you two. Awesome.
Keep it going from the corner. Let's just finish
All
up
right.
this baseball stuff.
Playoff
We're-
update.
We're on a baseball high. Look at that from the
Playoff
corner.
update, yeah.
PJ Tucker.
Look at us, PJ Tucker. Maybe we just call it PJ Tucker.
We should call it PJ Tucker.
Dodgers are still probably the team to beat, I would say, with the best record in the
100%.
MLB
Houston's
right now.
nice.
Houston's really nice, and I mentioned them. I hate them.
You don't
Would
fuck with
play.
Dusty Baker?
What's that?
You don't fuck with Dusty Blacker?
They're cheaters.
That's not a lie.
Yeah.
Was Dusty there when they cheated?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck
No, he took over because the other guy
see what
got
I'm
fired.
saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't blame Dusty Blacker.
No. He is black.
He's just black.
He's so dark. Heard this joke earlier today, and you just said this, and we'll say it out loud, and I thought it was hilarious. And I actually don't even remember how it goes. I'll think about it. I'll say it later.
Okay.
Would play winners of Mets and Padres in the wild card series as it stands right now. So Padres would be it's a divisional game. Playing them in the wild card would be a tough first round match for them or second round match.
Yeah.
Cleveland clips their first playoff spot this week as well. Guardians. That's really tough still for me.
It's a tough sell. Somebody told me at the gym that they think they should have named them the Cleveland Tribe. And I was like, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
The Guardians definitely.
Better than
ain't
the
it.
Spiders that they were thinking.
What's worse, the Guardians or the Commanders? What's the worst name?
Oh, God. Guardians or the Commanders?
What you guys think?
The
What's
Commanders-
the worst name? The Washington Commanders or the Cleveland Guardians?
Guardians, I get the story with the 4 Guardians on the bridge that they, at least I can see the story behind it. I don't know. The Commanders just sound horrible. I just hate that franchise so much.
Fair.
Cleveland clinches their first playoff win in a while. It's been a couple years for them. Would play Tampa Bay if started today, wild card, then on to the Yankees. So look for that. That could be a really tough.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good
Tampa
one.
Bay is really good too. But if they beat the Tampa Bay, or Cleveland versus Yankees would be a really fun matchup to watch. The Mariners.
Take you back to the early 2000s on them or whatever.
Mariners in their playoff drought after 20 years. Last time they were in was 2021 or 2001. I put 2021. 2001. Ichiro Suzuki was a rookie. Ken Griffey Jr. was still leading the team.
That's the last time the Mariners were in the playoffs.
That was the last time that they were in the playoffs. 2001.
That's when I was watching baseball.
Right.
Just being dead ass serious.
Because Ken Griffey Jr. baseball was out.
For sure. Feel me? You feel me?
Would play the Blue Jays if it started today, then on to the dangerous, cheating Houston team.
I just want you to know that he really put that in there. Like
Yeah.
damn, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am calling for a rematch of that MLB
They're gonna make it
World
up.
Series.
Oh, that's why
Dodgers
you
versus
mad?
the
Is
Astros.
that why you mad?
The two best teams
So look, he won't even say
right
it.
now. I'm going to call that, and the Dodgers will actually beat them and overcome that because they cheated the first time.
Better
So,
left-handed natural swing, Ken Griffey or Barry Bonds?
Ken Griffey.
I agree.
Best swing probably in baseball.
That shit was beautiful. That shit was,
Period.
That shit was so beautiful. That was a dope ass around the world. You got anything else in that?
I don't.
All right, cool. We're going to take a super duper quick break. We'll be right back with 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops. That's Pops.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
We are back to the 317 Sports Project with Penn and Pops, brought to you by Clean Kicks.
Props.
Columbus, Ohio's #1 premium sneaker treatment shoe cleaning service. We clean kicks, we paint kicks, we do ISO restoration and a bunch of other services. Premium sneaker treatment for premium sneaker heads. Do yourself a favor and give us a follow over at cleankicks.614 on Instagram. Insta.
Not like Busta, but Insta. That's what I was thinking in my head.
I'm not mad.
So I'm going to say something.
Please does.
This water is like 3 days old. It's been in my car. It tastes very metallic-y, but I didn't want to waste it.
You want some new water?
Nah.
Okay, you just go ahead and drink that 3-day Yeti water. Thank you for that. Before we start this new segment, I just want to say that our 49ers and our Eagles are low-key balling.
Yeah.
We said this from the. I just want to say we're keeping up. We said this from the jump. You said that one was going to the Super Bowl. I said the other was, and we both said that's probably going to be the showdown. Jimmy G's taking over the helm. Your defense is looking very, very nice, and my Eagles are undefeated right now. So let's just go ahead and give a shout out to both you and I. It could happen.
I
want to talk about some good football before we talk about what's next. So. Our next segment, Colts are crapping. And that's really what I put in here because that's just really what the hell's going on. You got to keep it somewhat funny. You got to keep it somewhat upbeat. And the Colts are crapping because Colts are shit in the bed. Didn't sound good enough, so the Colts are crapping. Week 3, they beat Kansas City. We had a 1-1-1 record. We actually showed up. It was really that simple. Defense played lights out for 4 quarters. We forced field goals when we had to. Bend and don't break. Our D-line frustrated Patrick Mahomes pretty much the whole freaking game.
I like Matt Holmes.
I'm not mad. Yannick actually got in the way. DeForest and the rest of the DL played well. They were in sync. Big Grove. Our man. Linebackers. Everybody stepped up. I actually got to give a shout out to Grover Stewart and Zaire. They've actually been balling their asses off this season. I can't even fake the funk.
Zaire Franklin is second right now in total tackles for linebackers in the NFL.
There you go. He's balling. He's literally balling. You got anything from that? I put where you could have some notes on that game as well. But I'm like, see that like that's what it's really come to. I put this stuff in here, or we put this stuff in here, and we want to be excited to talk about this. Like, for real. Like, it should take me way longer to run through that little stuff right there because there should be like,
the Colts
boom.
segment is going to be pretty short solely because y'all suck.
Man.
Y'all suck. Before we get into stats and all that kind of stuff, I'll say what I'm going to say before we get into...
Is this about the Kansas City game or just in general?
This is general.
You about to do you?
This is just Colts.
Do you?
I was talking to Justin Blaze.
My ninja.
Blaze.
Yep.
We were going back on Twitter.
Shout out Jay Blaze.
Yeah. We were going back and forth on Twitter last night about, and a lot of people are saying some random, I'm going to say stupid shit on social media about what the Colts need to do as far as...
It's been a lot of weird shit.
Starting third-string quarterbacks and practice quarterbacks and stuff. Like, I get it. I'm frustrated. Let's actually just make sense when we say some stuff.
Can you actually, I just want to say, can you actually give me a little bit of credit that I have absolutely said nothing on our social medias this week about it?
Yeah.
I've said nothing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of weird things.
I couldn't even participate.
Yeah,
It was
so hard for me to... Like, that was almost worse than watching the game. Like, that was... And I listened to...
Preach that gospel.
And again, I was being old Pops. I don't know if y'all saw my picture.
Yeah, for
I was
sure.
listening to it on the radio.
For sure.
Like that, I wasn't even
For
watching
sure.
the game. I
For
listened to it on the
sure.
radio.
And some boxers.
In some boxers. with the
Twitter,
blanket
like I
on.
literally had to go. I think
was so
I think the
hard.
one thing I said was like, "Yeah, like something. Y'all really
Like,
mad, huh?" Like
I'm gonna
we
give a
get it,
shout
like-
out.
like-
My one person that I actually really loved reading was Colts Caveman because he's one of the most positive people that I've seen, and he gets frustration, but it's like, guys, we're Colts fans. We're gonna go watch the next game and see what they're gonna do. Like we have to understand that. Like I'm gonna go check it out. Like I'm gonna go see what they do. Now,
Do you understand the frustration and the anger and the craziness to some capacity?
I'm just as frustrated and angry.
My nigga.
But starting Sam Ellinger thinking that he's gonna be the savior for the season ain't
That's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it. Guys, the culture right now is bad for the Colts.
COLTURE. Culture.
Correct. There is not a winning attitude there, and that starts with leadership. Plugging in anybody else is not going to fix that. Jay Blaze, we were talking about, hey, this is a quarterback that should just tank and go for this quarterback. If the culture's bad, the worst thing that we can do for somebody's NFL career is think that they're going to fix it, and all we do is use them as a scapegoat, and his NFL career never goes anywhere because of that. That's what I feel for, what's his name on the Bears?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. I have a feeling that that's going to happen to him because of where he's at with the Bears. It happens all the time. The culture needs to change. That does usually mean the head coach has lost the locker room. They're not listening to them the same way. Any of that. Frank, it's been 6 years.
2018. We'll talk about it.
It's been that long. If things aren't changing, that usually means a new voice has to come. Larry Bird was a huge part of that when you
It's
go
like 3 years.
3-ish years. If your players will start to get sick of that voice and need something different, need to hear a different style, all that kind of stuff. Now, there are obviously exceptions to that, which we'll talk about. But those places have really good culture and a winning attitude no matter what. We need to establish that, whether that means we got to get rid of Ballard, rid of Reich. I get those things, but just plugging in other stuff to think that this is going to work, no.
You're just gonna be frustrated at them.
We have a roster. We need a person that can lead that roster.
Whew.
Period.
Say that again.
We have a roster. We need a person that can lead that roster.
You are preaching that gospel.
Period. That's what I got to say.
So I don't even really know where to go from there because he's absolutely right. But he did. Matt Ryan did go 27 for 37, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, I'll take that stat line all season long.
But I don't want a 39-year-old quarterback throwing that many times.
You're not wrong. But I'll take that stat line
Hands
every
down.
week. I'm just trying to give some positives where I could give positives. Justin Taylor, 21 rushes, 71 yards. Jonathan Taylor, I apologize. Jonathan Taylor, 21 rushes, 71 yards in that game. I'd like to see him get the rock 5 to 7 more times, I said in my notes. Michael Pittman, obviously our number 1, 8 receptions, 72 yards. I'd like to see him get 2 or 3 more catches myself again. Like I said, I like that stat line for the most part. This game was a big one for our defense. We played Kansas City very well. Kept Mahomes under wraps for the most part, and finally seemed to be in sync for once. There's nothing wrong with relying on our defense. That's what I put in the notes for that game. And then, we show up. We're all excited. We think that everybody gets it. That the Colts are, they could start one. You beat Kansas City. Kansas City played like kapoop. We understand, but you had the drive. You made the drive, and you scored the touchdown when you had to. So we all show up. We're mad excited. It's packed as hell in there on Sunday. We got Houston, who we haven't beaten in a few tries, I believe, and we lose 17 to 24.
You meant Titans, not Houston. So I'm going to erase
Oh, thank you so much. I put Houston in there. The Titans. Thank you so much. Capitalizing.
They play Houston next week.
Thank you. I'm a week ahead. So
Right? Don't they play Houston?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Not the Broncos.
Right.
Isn't
2
that
weeks.
who's-
2 weeks.
yeah,
I was looking at their schedules. I put the wrong thing in there. Tennessee, which is even more of an important game. Mr. Irsay was tweeting and texting and DMing and all about how important this game was and how bad he wanted to beat this team. It is so important to beat the Tennessee Titans. We hate them. We hate the Titans. Don't we hate the Titans? We hate
Always
the Titans.
have.
We hate the
Always
Tennessee
have.
Titans. And coming off of a big win, you think like you guys should be in sync more than ever. And it's 24-3 before we fucking blink.
Yeah.
24-3 before we fucking blink. Turnovers. Matt Ryan, lost fumble and an interception. I've never seen a quarterback fumble more in my entire life.
And that's a new thing. Like, Matt Ryan's never been that guy. So I don't know what's in his head with you have no time in the pocket to where you think you got to then go make a play. Hey, do the Peyton Manning. Fall down, brother. Hold the ball, just fall down before they even get to you.
Not
like,
fall down, brother.
I just need you to go down on the ground holding the ball.
Not
Peyton Manning,
fall
when he
down,
saw a rush
brother.
coming, he would just drop. Like, he wouldn't get hit.
Shut up, down, open up shop.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, that's how Rough Riders roll. Had to turn it into like a jazz number. Whoa. Oh, that is how Rough Riders roll.
Shoo up, bye.
Niggas want to lie. Niggas want to why.
What?
All I know is pain.
What?
All I feel is rain.
What?
How can I maintain with
What?
that shit on my brain?
What? That feels so good. That feels so good. Oh, my whole soul.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, they're coming out mad slow, mad lethargic. We're done. Like I said, they've done it in the first 3 of their 4 games, except for one quarter against the second team we played. They were down 24-3 before we blinked. And I don't understand. I don't fucking get it.
This isn't college. You can't be a second half team.
No.
Period.
Because they gave up no points in the second half.
You can't be a second half team.
They gave up no points in the second half.
Defense, I appreciate you guys. Like, you did. I mean, you were slowing them down. Now, again, first, they scored on their first, 4 possessions. But
did.
you guys came out and, like, okay,
We ain't
you
having
did
this
your
shit no
did
more.
your adjustments. Defensive coordinator, whoever, whatever's going on there, you did your adjustments. First of all, you actually started playing
Isaiah Rodgers.
You actually started playing him. He was flying around the field. He was actually
you see
bringing.
this food making one-handed.
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
I'm so mad. Anyway,
Like, why he isn't starting? No idea.
Anyway.
So there's some issues here, right?
Yep.
On the people that are sitting on the bench versus who's starting right now. I have no idea what's happening.
Preach, Pops.
So, yeah, I don't even know where I was going with this. I'm angry. So Yeah.
You were gonna say culture talk. Frank's lost the locker room. Period. Stat line real quick, 27 for 37. Same exact stat line again. Too many passes for you. 356 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT, 1 lost fumble or 2, whatever. The numbers look good on paper, but when you break it down, he has 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I will say it should be 7 touchdowns because he did have 2 drops on the first game. So whatever.
Yeah.
5 touchdowns, 5 INTs, 10 fumbles, 3 lost.
Look, guys, a big part of this is going to be the time that we have to throw. The offensive line is probably the top issue that we have right now.
Thank you.
If you go from 2018 to now, the time in the pocket that the quarterback has to pass has gone from 2.7 seconds to right now it is 1.5 seconds.
Whoa.
There is no time for plays to develop. Whether we have a wide receiver or not, they don't have time to run the routes. There's not enough holes, the A gaps, the B gaps. None of this is opening up so Jonathan Taylor can hit them. There's an offensive line issue, period.
Chris Strausser, you're an offensive line coach. I had to look up who you are. Chris Strausser, you're an offensive line coach. So I guess we got to hold you responsible for this. I mean, I know that it's also the offensive line probably not doing their job, but this starts with at the top, and you're their freaking coach. You are responsible for this O-line. So what the hell is going on, playmaker?
The prior being announced to start, I think everyone had their gripes about that. I think our rookie who has been hurt is going to end up being our starter because he has the
is that Bernard?
Ryman.
Yeah.
He's going to be the guy that's leading it again, but he's a rookie, so he's going to have his issues too, just because
You
he's
think he's going to replace Pryor at LT?
He needs to.
Okay.
Pryor's gotten beaten a lot.
Nelson's getting ran the fuck over.
Nelson, I don't know what's going on there, and it's not. They're getting beat. There's been a couple one-on-one beatings. But it's more so
beatings all the time.
all the time. It's more so the communication and almost the scheming, the blocking
responsible
schemes.
for what? That's coaching.
The confusion with the offensive line is worse than any of the one-on-one matchups have been this season.
Isn't that coaching?
That's coaching.
That's Chris Strausser.
Yes.
Get that shit together.
Yeah.
Thank you. Quick hitters. What do you grade Matty Ice on the season?
Before we go into that, shout out to, because you have the stat we just never... Mo Alley Cox, amazing.
Yeah.
You look to be a dangerous tool. Both of our tight ends.
Yeah.
Both of them amazing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't think you cared about stats.
I did. I really did. Because I will say, Alec Pierce, probably in the last 2 games, you've had 2 of the biggest catches in the games in the last 2 games that we've had.
Can't lie.
You go up and get it. As a rookie, I'm impressed with you. I think a lot of people wrote you off right away after you dropped the touchdown pass, got your head hurt, all that kind of stuff. You came out like, okay, this is why I got drafted. You have so much upside potential, so really, really impressed with you. Mo, you did your thing. Our tight ends are great. We just got to have time to get there.
I appreciate you backtracking on them notes. I really do. That means a lot because they deserve the shout out, but I just thought we were too mad to mention it.
No, I'm going to mention them because they've been great.
All right, so quick hitters. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you grade Matty Ice on the season? We got a few
C+.
quick hitters. C+. All right. Frank Reich, you ready?
Yeah.
38-29 record.
Yep.
1-2 in the postseason.
Yep.
0 AFC championships. 14-13-1 in the conference.
Okay.
6-2 versus the Titans.
Okay.
4-5 record versus the Jags.
Yep.
4-6 versus the Titans.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got you.
What'd I say? I'm sorry. 6-2 versus Texans.
Exactly.
4-5 versus Jags.
Texans. We've owned the Texans.
4-6 versus the
Period.
Titans.
So yeah, Jags and Titans have been an issue, but yet they're our actually biggest competitive team in that AFC. Why we have a losing record against both those teams, I have no idea.
1-2-1 on this season. 0-2-1 in our division.
Yeah.
We're in last place. Probably the worst division in football. But I mean, right?
Hands down. Yeah.
We're the worst team in the worst division in football.
Yeah.
So we're probably the worst team in football.
That's usually how that math would work.
Okay, I just want to make sure we say that out loud. So, another slow-ass start. How short is Frank Reich's leash? For real. Can he get fired this season? Is it like...
Yeah, I think we're going to probably see...
They lose to Denver, he might get fired, huh?
If they come out and not even just lose to Denver, and we keep saying this, you get a loss, but you show effort, and you're actually competitive, and it comes down to the last possession and who gets the ball last, and it's kind of that part gets out of your control. Mm-hmm. I can handle a loss like that all day.
Facts.
If you have another slow start where there's confusion, the offense doesn't look like they're in sync, the defense it has a slow start, and we get behind again, I think you will see Irsay fire his first head coach in the middle of the season because he never does that.
I love that about you.
And the coach will go first, Ballard would go next. Ballard, they would wait until the offseason. Head coach would go now.
Is Ballard and or Reich gone no matter what at the end of this season? Reich is signed through 2026,
I think Reich is gone no matter what at the end of this season.
Ballard, you don't know.
Ballard
I don't know that I think Ballard has done a bad job.
You took the words out of my mind. A lot of people, because again, Ballard was obviously he's a huge person that would hire Frank and they would choose. But again, everyone has to realize 2 things. Frank hasn't had a starting quarterback in however long. And again, I'm not saying keep him because of this. He also wasn't our first choice. Remember, we were supposed to get McDaniels, Josh as our starting, and he was our second pick was Frank. So we weren't even supposed to have him as our head coach at all.
But he came in and won 10 or 11 games his first season, and it was like, oh, okay, maybe
he might be able to do something.
Right, exactly.
But he's an offensive coordinator. That's really what he is.
He is. So is Josh McDaniels.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, and that just tells you then, Ballard. But Ballard does enough. I'll say this. The last 2 drafts to me have been very good. I think some trades that Ballard's done has been very savvy. The fact that you can get Carson Wentz, get rid of him, and get Matt Ryan for what he did, I think those were actually both really good trades, whether you like those quarterbacks or not.
I agree.
Like,
EYE.
you have to be a pretty good GM to pull that stuff off.
I don't think he's doing a bad job.
I really don't think that he's doing a bad job.
Don't.
But would completely understand if Irsay would go, I want to change this because the culture's bad.
I agree.
Period. I mean, if he does it,
for sure,
I'm not going to be like, 100%. Oh, damn it. Like, I'll just go, okay, that makes sense. It's just time for a new regimen in general.
No doubt.
Regime.
Ooh, well played. I said 12-5, maybe 13-4, and we're 1-2-1. And I just want to read this schedule to you. I just have to read this out loud because this is unbelievable with what we got upcoming. You ready for this?
Yep.
This is this is the Colts' upcoming schedule. Okay, at Denver, versus Jacksonville, at Tennessee versus Washington, New England, the Raiders, Philadelphia, the Steelers, the Cowboys, the Vikings, the Chargers, the Giants, and the Texans.
There's not one of those games that I go, that's a guaranteed win.
The Commanders is probably the one game that I go, we're going to win that one. That's literally
and
it.
Solely because the Commanders' defense is so damn bad that I can see that happening.
100%.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Wentz had his best game of the season against the Colts.
I don't disagree. Jacksonville can beat us clearly. Denver can beat us.
Jacksonville's, to me, the best team in the AFC South through week 4.
The Titans definitely can beat us. New England, Las Vegas, Philadelphia might give us the business.
Yeah.
The Cowboys' defense is crazy. The Vikings,
Cowboys' pass rush is the best in the NFL.
If third down and third down, if they just come in and stop our rush and we go there, we have to go there. If we just go there, they just stop our rush all game long, and it comes down to 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9.
And that's a Sunday night game. Cowboys are going to destroy us.
It's gonna be man, oh my goodness, it's so disheartening. So please, you guys, understand. We feel you on the frustration. I guess I could apologize for not getting into all of the stuff because I was just reading it and taking it in and trying to absorb as much as I could.
Yeah.
But it was a lot. But we feel y'all. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. So we're gonna talk about something good because POPS is representing over here to my right, and we're gonna talk about the Pacers are camping, baby boy. We have no notes in here, but he's probably gonna freestyle this shit too because he's dope at this. DOP line over the O.
Preseason game starts Wednesday. We play tomorrow against the Hornets. That'll be a good game. I'm excited. I'll be watching that. I'll be drinking and watching that and also editing this video at the exact same time. Very excited for all of that.
They call that multitasking.
Multitasking.
Yeah, man. Where can we watch that?
I think I'm going to have to buy League Pass tonight.
Okay, we'll get League Pass.
I think I have to buy League Pass tonight. We just have to decide if we want just the Pacers or we want the whole NBA.
What's the difference?
We get to watch every
I'm
NBA
saying
game.
price-wise, is that significant?
$89 for one team, $129 for the whole NBA.
Man, if you don't put up that $60 and get out of here.
For the rest of it, right?
I mean, just come on, man.
Exactly. That's what I was like. I feel like we run a podcast. I feel like we're gonna have to.
I'm like a grown-ass man. I got $60 in my couch. Get out of here.
So yeah. So we'll have that because sadly we lost our Xfinity password. We don't have Bally Sports anymore.
Big ups, Byron Lee. We appreciate you. I rode that for a good half a decade. So
absolutely
appreciate you, King.
So yeah, we'll be watching that. I'll make sure that that's ordered and ready to go. Pacers are exciting, guys. I really, really hope this fan base comes back and gets excited for this young talent that we've had.
Pop's ain't gonna be letting y'all talk shit like he does with the Colts. He's not gonna be just letting y'all talk shit about the Pacers. I'm telling you.
Here's the thing.
He's different. He's different about the Pacers. I
know more about basketball than I know about football. So if you're gonna start just talking to me about stats and stuff like that,
you better be factual.
You better be factual.
He'll run circles around you.
So,
I'm telling you.
We have a great leader. We have a great rookie. We have a great second-year player in Chris Duarte. We have Buddy Hield. We have a fun roster. Miles Turner. Look, I'll say this.
Say it, dog.
If the roster stands as it is going into the full year, say they don't make a trade this year, the Pacers will be a play-in team at the 9th seed to get the 8th spot, and they will be a team that number one will not want to play. It'll probably be able to take it to 5 or 6 games. They're not going to probably make the first round, but they can make the playoffs at that play-in tournament.
Do you hear what he just said?
Period. Test me on that.
Damn.
And solely because they like each other. Culture's there.
I genuinely can't.
They like each other. They want to. They
do be hanging out and shit. They be going. They do be hanging out.
They like each other.
Football games
we got to see Halliburton on the Chiefs.
Yeah,
hit the hammer. Don't start it. And the whole rest of they didn't even mention the rest. But the rest of the team was there
because Ben Matherin was right there with him.
Right there.
Sure.
You had Smith out there. Jalen Smith was there. You had the crew. Duarte was there. You had everybody there. They really, really want to represent for the city, and we have the leader and our point guard, our quarterback that is going to want to show out for this team.
He's preaching that good gospel.
If there's still this possibility of trade. It was actually down to the wire yesterday before the preseason game that this trade of Russell Westbrook to the Pacers for Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, and we would get their 2027 unprotected first round and 2029 unprotected first round. All that would mean, and people that are like, we don't want Westbrook, I don't think you understand he would never play for the Pacers. They would work on a buyout. This is purely to get cap space. That's all that would be. It's not a bad thing for a rebuilding team. It really, really isn't. It would give Miles the chance to actually go play for a team because I think that actually would really help the Lakers. Buddy Hield and Miles Turner would go help them dramatically.
Instantly.
And then we would have that space to just keep letting the young talent develop. Jalen Smith would then start at the center, probably. Ijack would then be probably the 4, maybe Brissett, depending on what the matchup would be. I think this team is just going to be a team you're going to want to watch.
I love that. He just murdered that. He just freestyled another segment because that's what he does. Basketball is his thing. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to go right into Buzzin or Bustin. We may just even keep this together. We'll talk about the Eastern Conference. I'll go through a couple teams. The Milwaukee Bucks, NBA Finals or bust. Everybody's healthy. Coaching staff is great. Lost in the Eastern Conference Finals 3-4. Will they get back? Will they get back to the NBA Finals this year?
What does their roster look like?
You can click on it. I put it in the notes.
Oh, did you?
I do. Go back. Go look at the notes. Look at that.
Oh, look at you.
Come on, man.
Man. Look at that. Look at us.
Get out of here.
Grayson Allen, I hate you.
I hate you.
I feel like I saw Pat Covington will keep playing well. George Hill still there. Drew Holiday still there. Serge Ibaka still there. That's right. They got Joe Ingles.
Oh, that's right. He's hurt, but he's fired when he gets back.
Yeah, Middleton
Did they
again
have
was
Serge
injured.
Ibaka last year?
Yeah. Right? Yeah, they did.
Damn.
Yeah, they did.
Are you
He's still
sure?
only 33. That's crazy to me. I feel like he's been in the league forever. Bobby Portis does his thing. But yeah, Chris Middleton being hurt throughout the playoffs, him coming back healthy, and then Joe coming back healthy probably towards the start of the year. I would say look for him holiday season going into January as far as being able to get back into the rotation. But that's a big piece for them. If he comes back and plays any kind of good defense that he does play, and he's a good three-point shooter. So another weapon for them. I can see them.
So you give them buzzing over busting?
I give them buzzing over Bustin.
Word up.
For sure.
Philadelphia 76ers, the nucleus is intact. Harris, Maxey, Harden, and B. They added P.J. Tucker and Trez, like we talked about. That's toughness. Doc Rivers in his 3rd year, I believe, as head coach. This is his actually first season, kind of like drama-free, to be completely honest. And he just gets to coach. I put their roster in there as well. Are they buzzing or are they busting?
We went over this. I think they're built for the playoffs. I just don't. Let me see. Hold on. Who's their shooters? Montrez, House Jr. is a good shooter. Maxey, we already talked about. Shaq Milton is a great shooter. Jordan Yang is a great shooter. PJ Tucker, Thibault. Yeah, I mean, they have some great complementary pieces.
They do.
They're about a 10-deep team that you don't want to play.
Give you some smoke.
Yeah.
Are they buzzing or are they busting?
They busted last year. And it wasn't a nut.
It was not.
Buzzing.
It was nut. They're buzzing. Ooh, 2 buzzings. Okay,
Buzzin'.
that's what's up. I had no idea. Western Conference, Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies. Now their buzzing is a different kind of buzzing, so make sure you keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Can they get over the hump? They're young, they're healthy, they are not scared. Can they be the Dallas of next year? Adams just signed 2 years, $25 million. They got Bane, they got Brooks, they got Jackson Jr., Tyus Jones, Jai Morant. They signed Danny Green, who just happens and he just wins everywhere. Everywhere he goes, he seems to just like, I know not like Philadelphia, but you know what I'm saying. He wins a lot of places. Yeah. Are they buzzing or are they busting? On their standard.
Buzzing because of their standard. I don't think they're still not at the place where people expect them to be.
Are they not?
Are they?
Hell yeah.
Expect them to be like up there?
Yeah, if they went to the Western Conference Finals, nobody would be surprised.
Okay.
Right?
No, you're right. Danny Green isn't a huge piece for me.
Okay.
Only because
he got knees.
he ain't got no knees.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like he's not the same player he was in Cleveland.
Right.
When he first got to Toronto, he's not that guy anymore.
Sure.
He's a little slower on the defensive side, and his 3-point shot has dropped drastically. And that was what he's known for. If you're a 3D person and your knees, you ain't as quick, and your shot's not as good, you're almost just out there with the rotational unit, hopefully stopping somebody every now and then, getting a couple fouls. So
call that a snarf. So they're buzzing to you, though. Or are they buzzing to you? Are they busting to you? Actually, they may be busting to you.
No, I still think they're buzzing to me.
All right.
And I was saying what I was saying because I still think that there's some people out there that I think underestimate Memphis is really where I was going with that.
Oh, you think people don't give it the credit that they deserve yet?
Right.
Snarf.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I get that. And then last team, we got to give
Bustin.
We got to. You gotta hit the button, bro. You gotta hit the. You gotta hit the
Bustin.
The Los Angeles Lakers. Will they make the playoffs with the team they've presently constructed? LeBron in his 20th season. He was an MVP candidate before injury last season. He'll play great, but he won't win enough. They won't win enough, so he won't get it. He has actually 4 MVPs in his career. How many should he have is my first question.
A lot.
Thank you. I agree. And, I put the roster down here. Will they be a playoff team with the roster presently constructed? You just looked at it before. Can they get an 8th seed?
Not. Are they a playoff team?
Look at the West. Look at the Western Conference.
I know the Western. I think we're good.
My bad. I do drugs.
I think that they're a playoff team this year.
They can get an 8th seed?
I do. I do. I really do.
Okay.
New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, yeah. No. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that they're a 7-8. I do. I think that they're. I mean, if right now they have the Wolves and the New Orleans Pelicans down there as far as like who was there last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Okay.
Clippers didn't make it because they weren't healthy. Jazz just got blown up. So remember that. So Jazz,
Rudy, Donovan, they
just got blown up.
Where did Donovan go?
He's at Cleveland.
Stop it.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that next episode because that's really going to be our NBA episode.
Yeah.
And Tink, you're going to be on that one. No. So I think that there's room for them to be there. Sacramento staying doing stuff. Portland Trailblazers probably still ain't doing stuff quite yet. No. Yeah. They can still be in that 7-8 spot for sure.
So is that buzzing or busting to you for them?
I still think busting because it's the damn Lakers.
Okay.
I'm sorry, to me, you got to be 1 through 4 to be
buzzing.
To be buzzing. You're the Lakers, you're a franchise, and you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis and Russ Westbrook on your roster. You shouldn't even be thinking that I'm not going to make the playoffs.
I don't disagree one bit. Yeah, I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit that to bring that back up. But yeah, man, 3 buzzins and 1 busting.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Let's hit. You want to take a break? You want to go to the fine print?
I'll take a quick break.
Let's take a quick break. I'm gonna get the graphic back up there. How long has that been missing? Y'all didn't tell us that was missing. We'll be right back to the 317 Sports Project.
We got Twitter.
Professional amateurs.
Check. And we're colored.
Gotta give me a second. I got it.
My bad. I dropped a lies. Welcome back to the 317 Sports Project with Pen and Pops. We are going to get into the last segment of the night, the fine print. You get that note? Nope. Okay, I didn't know if you were going to do that. Usually you do. I want, you should sing the note and do a voice memo and put it in there. Just hit the button.
I only got 4 things.
See what happened was a checking in the savings. My bad. Pick your quarterback. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you were starting a franchise today, out of these 5 quarterbacks, who would you start it with? Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, I guess, or other. It could be one. But these are pretty much the guys. Because Aaron Rodgers is 90, and you wouldn't start your franchise with Aaron Rodgers.
No. Josh Allen is probably my top pick.
I agree.
I don't know why I feel like we have an injury to Patrick Mahomes coming. He moves around so much in the pocket, and at some point something's going to happen, whether he tears his own ACL or something. I just feel like
he's out there having too much fun.
Yeah, something's gonna, like, I don't know why. Like,
he's out there too playful.
I mean, Lamar's already had his, where he was out with an ankle injury for the end of the year, last season or the year before, whatever it was.
Yeah, I
just feel like we're on that road to a Mahomes injury coming. Josh Allen is the built quarterback that you need. The 6'5", bulky, can move a little bit, put a shoulder down. He looks a little bit more durable to me, and has all of the skill. Like that, he is a hell of a great quarterback. I think he's my pick moving forward. If I was picking doing a franchise to build around.
I love that about you. Joe Burrow's a close second for me, but I completely agree with that.
He's already had one ACL tear though.
But he also has the worst offensive line in the history of football. Homie's been sacked so many times.
Although we're beating them in sacks this year.
Jesus, that's so bad. So I wish you'd even tell me that, but that's actually a fact. Mm-hmm. So we're going to move on to an organization who's out here just doing it. And I looked this up earlier today, and I just need to just talk about this because people don't give them enough credit. The Pittsburgh Steelers organization. I genuinely don't care what you say, whether you're a fan of them, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, if you've lost to them in Super Bowls, Dallas Cowboys, whatever. You cannot disrespect or you cannot discredit this kind of organization. Let's just say this. They've done it right. They do it right. They give it up to African Americans and diversity and inclusion. I mean, that's just a start. But that's not why I'm talking about this. These fools have had 3 coaches since 1969.
Yeah.
Okay? Chuck Noll, from 1969 to 1991, 4 Super Bowl championships. Bill Cowher, 1992 to 2006, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl championship. Mike Tomlin, 2007 to present, 0 losing seasons, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl championship. So basically, the 3 coaches that have been there since 1969 all won rings, and they completely win. Perspective. The Indianapolis Colts have had 3 coaches since Tony Dungy left in 2008.
Yeah.
I just want to say that out loud.
Yeah.
Okay. And you got to give it up to Ben Roethlisberger. They've had 1 coach. They had 1 quarterback from 2004 to 2021. And the Colts have had 9 in that time.
They've had 9.
They've had 9 in that time.
I took 9. 9.
9 times.
9 times.
9 times. So, man, like we were talking about earlier, it all breaks down.
Culture.
Colture, which is a perfect segue into this last topic of the night. Colts versus Broncos on Thursday. How you feel about it, POPS? We'll be watching that. Some of you should probably watch this episode before. Some of you watch the episode after or listen however you stream the 317 Sports Project on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I will not be watching
the game, sadly, because I will be at Hamilton for my anniversary.
Oh, that's so cute. Mm-hmm. I'll be watching the game.
Appreciate that. Hopefully you'll kind of be looking at it on my phone while paying attention.
What do you think, bro? What you think? This dub is so important, bro.
It's so important, and I don't like that Russell Wilson finally looked better at the last game.
He did.
It looked like he was finally
nice.
getting, him and his receivers were finally getting on board. And to me, this is the perfect warm-up game for him.
For who?
For Wilson.
Why? Who's he got next week? Why you say that?
He gets to go against the Colts, who have played this horribly.
Oh, so you're saying this is practice.
This is practice for him.
And we got to go a mile high, all up in the air.
And we're on a short week.
It's a short week, miles and miles in the air. Yeah, man.
This game really scares me. Taylor did test negative on his ankle, so it's not a high ankle sprain. He thinks he's going to play, but after he said that to the media, he was wearing a boot on the sidelines. And again, that's precautionary. But he thinks he's going to be well enough to play on a short week, which here's what I'll say.
I don't know that they should play him.
Sit your ass down.
Right? Look,
if your offensive line has been protecting the way that they've been protecting, where you're going to aggravate it. And then it's going to be one of those lingering injuries. You might have some ligament issues. That is one of those things that can then be ongoing lag for the rest of the season. Rest up. Maybe we'll actually use Nyheim Hines, which we should have been doing the whole time in passing schemes and stuff.
And the congregation said amen. So. Not to mention the
and
fact...
not in fucking Wildcat. Sorry, just had to say it one more time. They brought up Wildcat again. I didn't think that we would see it again. They did it again. When I heard that on the radio, I didn't even see it. And I heard it on the radio. I was like, is he doing Wildcat?
They did Wildcat. And Jonathan Taylor, I recommend personally that you sit down if you're aching or have any ailments, because in 12 days, we play the Jacksonville Jaguars at home again.
I need you for that one.
And that ain't nothing to mess around about.
I need
this
you for that
Denver Broncos game is not an AFC South divisional game, although it is pivotal, because the last thing we want to do is be 1-3-1, but the Jacksonville Jaguars have to lose in 12 days. So we have to have you for that game.
Yeah.
We'll see you Thursday. I'll be online talking shit, checking in, all that stuff. Pops will be at Hamilton getting his sing on. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much for your continued support. We will see you in a couple weeks. Go Colts. Go Pacers this week. Tune in. We'll be back in a couple weeks, y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
7 Sports Project. Penn and Pops are out.
Cause I was like 2 years old, first time I heard a beat drop. Yeah. And by 3 years old, I'm learning how to beatbox. Yeah. 4 or 5 years old when I'm putting on the 45s. Final. Needle to the groove, I'm scratching up the sweet spots. Homie from the East Block, in that town where the fiends flock. Skip school all day, mama couldn't keep watch. Fresh fade with the Reeboks. Man, nah, nigga couldn't tell me nothing. I'm so sick in my own lane, preteen, pimping all the light skin, red bone loving. Boombox on with the headphones bumping, dreaming to find my niche. Cause I ain't really know back then when I picked up my first notebook and a black pen, that little nigga with a rhyme like this. I wasn't thinking to the days of a dope band, new EPs on a compact disc. Nah, shit, truth be told, I ain't know I could sound like this. For me back then, it was all a dream. 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 Yeah. And this shit right here be the proof dreams do come true. Yeah. And this shit right here be the proof dreams do come true. Yeah. And this shit right here.